Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Just want to do a quick video today on ticks, seeing as how it is the season. I was out shed hunting this morning, and I was higher up the mountain in the snow, and unfortunately not having any luck, so I decided I'd drop down this afternoon and try hiking from the bottom up where there's no snow. And so that's what I was doing. And I was going up a kind of a side trail, not this road, but a trail off it. And I was hiking for about 15 minutes, but 5 minutes into the hike, I drug my foot, kicked up some leaves, and immediately my brain jumped to check for ticks, because ticks love to be in those dead leaves on the ground. And as soon as I looked down, sure enough, there's a tick sitting right there on my pants. So I pulled him off, killed him, got rid of him. And then a couple minutes later, like 5 minutes later, I was going up and I walked through some thick brush on each side of the trail. And sure enough, my brain triggered again, said look for a tick. And I looked down, there was another tick on the other leg. So I pulled the plug. I figured, as much as I want to go find big fresh antlers, I just don't feel like dealing with ticks this afternoon. And if I picked up two that quickly, then yeah, I could already see what the rest of my day is going to be like, just pulling ticks off my pants constantly. But yeah, that made me, just triggered me to think, should make a video on ticks. I mean, I'm not an expert, and I would definitely say do your research, and all I'm going to do is give you my personal opinion and from my experience and what I've seen. I spent a lot of time in the woods shed hunting in each spring, and I've had quite a few tick encounters. I've had a couple bite me, and yeah, so far everything's okay. But like I said, I just figured I'd just share my experience with you and kind of what I think is going on. So from my perspective, I see ticks really start to show up early March. I find the little guys show up early March, and then they'll be pretty bad all the way until like June sometime, depending on the weather and the temperature. But I could be totally wrong on this, but I think the little ones show up first, because that's what, in my experience, I start to see. But then as we get into May and June, the big ones start to show up. The ones that, and mostly I'll catch them when I'm on the ground or kneeling down or something like that. But I guess I wanted to touch on, I don't like where I kind of pick up ticks. When I'm off trail, just hiking through the woods looking for antlers, almost never. Like I could count on like maybe twice I've like kneeled down to pick up a shed, or I sat down and had lunch. And usually I'll sit like on a log and I got my foam butt pad and stuff like that. And, I'm still paying attention, being aware of what's going on around me if a tick crawls on me. But really where I pick them up are trails, hiking trails, sometimes game trails, deactivated logging roads, stuff like that. And 100%, like, as soon as I start walking down those, and especially the narrow ones where the vegetation starts reaching into the middle of the trail and it's brushing against your legs, I pick up, especially those little guys, on the yellow grass on the side. And a couple weeks ago, I was hiking out of a spot, and I had picked a few ticks up on the way up, and I was like, man, like really, it's only early March. Like, how can there be this many ticks? And then on the way out, when I got to that zone, I paid really close attention to the yellow grass, and I actually found a tick sitting on the end just waiting for me to walk by and jump on my pants. So I found that interesting. And then, yeah, later in the season, I'll start to, yeah, I pick them up on yellow grass, and then I'll also pick them up on, like today, I just picked them up on just random bushes. Like, I mean, there was no rhyme or reason. Just that second one I went through, they were just sticks like willows and stuff. And they got me there. And then the last one is, definitely on the ground, like in the dead leaves. And that's probably how I got that first one today, was he was probably in those dead leaves, kicked them. He got onto my boot, and then he just started making his way up my pants. And that's what I've noticed in my experience too. What ticks do is they either get on your pants or your boots, lower half of you, and they just start crawling straight up. So then, if I have like I see an opportunity where a tick could get on me, like kicking up leaves or walking by grass, I just get in the habit of looking down, right? Like that. And I say for prevention, that's the best thing you can do, is just, you got to look constantly. There's no shortcuts. I've tried some of this tick spray, and the thing is, like, I don't know if it actually works. We can't get, is it permethrin? Is like a really effective chemical for repelling ticks, but I don't think you can get that in Canada. The US has access to that, and from what I understand, that's the ticket and the best thing to use. But unfortunately, we can't get that here, so we got some other brands that make tick repellent, and I don't know if they work. I mean, I've tried them. I've sprayed them on, especially if I'm in a heavy tick area. And maybe it's just peace of mind or a placebo to make me think I'm doing everything I can to not get bit by a tick. But yeah, I don't think anything really beats just being aware and being vigilant. So you have to like just constantly, especially this time of year, look down and just check yourself. Like you'll see them. Like even the small ones, like you just look for a black spot and they move pretty slow, but you'll see them making their way up your pants. And then all you got to do is pull them off. You can kill them, you know, squish them between your nails or squish them between a couple of rocks, or like the ones today, I just like shook them off in a little stream and hopefully he drowned. But get rid of them. And then, yeah, you want to wear light, solid colored clothing, right? So these pants are pretty good. I've caught, every time a tick gets on me, just the solid color and the fact that they're lighter than a tick's body just creates that contrast. And I can spot ticks on these pants like no problem. This shirt is stupid. I don't know why I'm wearing this black shirt, knowing damn well there's ticks out here, and I would never see it unless I did that. But when you're hiking with a backpack on, they could be anywhere in the straps and that sort of thing. So you got to be careful of that. There's definitely some tools, some cheap and expensive tools you can buy that are definitely going to help you deal with ticks after the fact. I would say the number one tool that I bought, and I use it all the time, and I wish I brought it today because I would have used it, is this little handheld mirror, like a $5 little vanity mirror. Because if you're by yourself, like I am right now, I got back to the truck, I dropped trow, I took my shirt off, took my hat off, and I checked everything, right? Like I checked, they like to crawl up your pants and get into your waistline underneath. Like for me, I had one under my boxer elastic band one time. That was the first real tick I picked up out here in BC, and he was there for most of the day, but you could see why. Like the skin is thin there, it's dark, it's warm. He got right in there, so he probably climbed right up my pants, got in there, and buried himself in me, which still don't like. But what I would have brought today is that little handheld vanity mirror, because I would have dropped trow, taken my shirt off, my hat and all that, and that mirror just helps you look behind you. Like out in the field like this, I hate to say it, but your undercarriage, ticks like to make their way there, so you got to look down and check around, and I can't do that by myself. And you got a little handheld mirror, it can help you kind of see those different angles. And then when you get back home, it's handy too, because I'll stand in front of the bathroom mirror and I'll hold it behind me, and it helps me check like my hairline and behind my ears and my butt crack, stuff like that, right? So it's just true. You got to check it all. If you've got someone that can help you do that, congratulations. If you don't, that little handheld mirror, it's $5. Throw it in the glove box of your truck or your car, and super useful if you're just take the dog for a walk and you want to check yourself real quick. It's a perfect tool for that. The other tool is one of these. These are little tick removal tools off Amazon for your pets. And I bought a pack of these. It came with two, one kind of a thinner, smaller one and a bigger one for bigger ticks. And it was like $5. I was just looking the other day. I think you get a pack of 3 now for $5, so you got a third option. But I'll throw a link in the description. But this is like the best $5 you're going to spend. And it absolutely has helped me take ticks off myself pretty efficiently, actually. I just leave them in my hiking backpack full time. And, if anyone that I'm hunting with or hiking with or fishing with picks up a tick, everyone just kind of panics. How are you going to get it off? You always got this in your kit, in your backpack, and for $5, you can leave another set just in the glove box of the truck, right? So I would highly recommend buying one of those, like value for your money. Can't beat that. And yeah, like I said, I don't know about the sprays here in Canada. Maybe they work, maybe they don't. But you can also wear like boot gaiters, and I can see how those could help. But it's pretty warm right now, and as the summer comes on, unless you've got the lightweight summer hiking boot gaiters, they're kind of miserable to wear. You just get way too hot this time of year. So I don't do that, but I do wear the high top hiking boots, like I don't know, like 9 inches high or something. So between that and then my pants legs covering that, I don't know, I feel like maybe I've never had a tick inside my boots yet, although I suppose it could happen. But like I said, having my pants all the way down to my boots and having them sort of a light, solid color, as soon as a tick lands on my pants, I just, as long as I'm being diligent and looking down, I'm going to catch it every time. So I think that's really it. I mean, ticks are nasty. They've got nasty diseases and bacteria, and you certainly don't want to get bit by them. It's tough. I mean, I think if you're an outdoors person and you're out there in the spring, you're susceptible to ticks getting on you. And the best thing you can do is just be aware and be vigilant. You just have to keep checking. You can't just check at the end of the day and expect, be surprised if there's a tick that's biting you. Like, you need to get every couple minutes look down, especially if you're in a zone. Like when I'm on a hiking trail, it's like every second step I stop and I look at my pants, stop, look at the back of my pants, both sides, look at my hands, my arms, and just quick, it's eats up time. But I find ticks. Like today I found 2 doing that. And if I was just like head down and hiking and not paying attention, those 2 ticks would probably be on me right now, sucking my blood. So worthwhile, just being aware of ticks MOs and their habitat, especially in your area. That's my experience on the hiking trails around here. But if you're on the East Coast or anywhere else that's not British Columbia and not around Whistler, I would recommend doing a little research and figure out for yourself what the prime habitat is for ticks where you live, and get familiar with it and just know when you're in it, right? Because as soon as you get into that habitat, you got to get extra cautious and just really, really double down on paying attention to looking at your pants and your clothes, make sure there's no ticks on you. If you can spot them and get them off you, you're fine. But it's the ones that you don't see that, maybe crawl up the back of your pants, or maybe you got camouflage hunting pants on and looks cool, but you'll never see a tick crawling up it. So you kind of need to pick the right tools for the job, and light, solid colored clothes are the way to go. Anyways, I think that's all I have. If you've got any other ideas, like I said, this is just my experience. I'm no tick expert, and definitely over the last handful of years, I've had encounters with ticks and built some experience and some precautions that work for me. But if you have anything that works for you, I would love to hear about it, because none of us want ticks on us. So if you've got tips and tricks that I haven't mentioned, I know people tape the bottom of their boots with duct tape and stuff like that. So that's all possible. But if you got anything else that just works, feel free to share it in the comments. I'd love to know, and I'm sure other people would love to know the tricks. So that's it. Take care, enjoy your time outside, and hope you have a good spring. Well, there we go. We're just kicking through these dead leaves. It's not going to focus, but it's a friggin' tick on me. Look at that. Little bugger. Yeah, you gotta pay attention. Just keep checking your legs. For no reason, I figured I may as well look for ticks, and there was one. So if you wonder how these little buggers get you, I had that tick on me this morning. I have no idea if that's gonna focus enough. There's another little one just sitting right there on that blade of grass. And that's what they're waiting for, is you to walk by and they just catch on your pants, and up they start climbing. Little buggers. Look at that dirty son of a gun. Get off me, I hate you. Whoa, I got the heebie-jeebies now. That was a big tick. I didn't like that. Ugh, I usually don't get them in this type of terrain, but glad I noticed them. Anyways, yep, hard white 3-point from last year. No chews on it, so that's always nice. Bit of color on the back, dirty button. Yeah, I'll take it. Keep going.